y'all, and welcome to today's video. I am going to be doing 2 tutorials for y'all. I want to create more looks with the ODEN'S Christmas palettes. I have here the Christmas Eve palette and the Merry Christmas palette. So I want to do 2 more looks. I do have a full video showing you close-ups of these palettes, swatching them out, showing you looks, a little more of an in-depth video. This is just going to be 2 tutorials. I want to show you more looks with these palettes. I know a lot of y'all were really interested in these, so I will link them down below and we're going to create some looks. But if you're new here, I want to say, hey, my name is Heather and makeup makes me happy. Here on my channel, we don't try to be perfect. We just want to have a good time with our makeup, whatever that means. I do upload lots of new videos every single week, so I hope that you will subscribe before you leave today so you don't miss out on any of my future content. But I'm excited to be playing with these again, so let's jump into it. Alright, like I said, I do have a video. I will link it in the description box for y'all where I am swatching these palettes, doing looks. I will link that in the description box. But I had a lot of requests from y'all, from my subscribers, DMs, everything, saying you would love to see more looks with these palettes. So that's what we're going to do today. We're going to first start with the Christmas Eve palette. I am excited. I think the color stories in both of these are so beautiful. Let me quickly show you. We have the Christmas Eve palette here. ODEN'S is a Swedish indie brand, one of my favorite brands, and I love this cool color story. I think it's so beautiful. And then I have the Merry Christmas palette. So I love that we have 2 different palettes in this 16 pan format. Beautiful shades. Like I said, in my first video, I created very intense looks. I did swatches. It'll be in the description box. If you do decide that you want to order these palettes and you want to save some money, you can use my affiliate code Heather to save at ODEN'S. I think the only exclusions are their collaboration palettes. So I know the Hella palette with Angelica Nyqvist is excluded, but I think the code will work on everything else. So I will put that in the description box. But what I'm going to do is zoom y'all in. I'm going to prime my eyes, and we are going to first create a look with the Christmas Eve palette, and then for look 2, we will use the Merry Christmas palette. Okay, so I'm excited. I've enjoyed using this palette so much, so I'm excited to use it with y'all, play with it some more. It's so hard to decide what to do, but I think we'll play with Softly. I want to create something really different from the first look that I did with this palette. So let's go in first with Softly, and I'm going to pick this up on this ODEN'S brush. ODEN'S does have this brush set. I'm not sure if it's still available or not, but I want to put the shade Softly all in my crease, and I'm just kind of like pressing it on first, and then I'm going to blend back and forth like this. Just little slow circular motions. Okay, now that I have that kind of grungy shade on the like crease up and above, I want to go in with the shade Nowhere, this kind of like purpley gray color. And I'm sorry, I'm trying not to block y'all with the mirror, but I'm gonna put this is another ODEN'S brush, and I just want to drag this on the lower lash line like this. I want to kind of pack it on and then blend it, but I really want that kind of cool toned, smoky purple gray down here. So I'm just going to buff like this back and forth, making sure that I have pigment, but that I also have a nice blend. All right, what I want to do now is take this big fluffy brush. Like, see how big this brush is? This again is from ODEN'S, and I'm gonna go into what is this called? I don't know. This must be like a Swedish dessert or Swedish something for Christmas. I don't know, but I'm gonna take it, this really pretty like yellowy shade, And I'm going to kind of buff this shade above where we put the shade just now. No, not just now, softly. And it's gonna add a bit of yellow and serve to like further transition this shade. I'm even gonna layer it on top of that more olivey tone right in here to kind of, I don't know, this shade has a little bit of a sheen to it. It's definitely not a matte, it's kind of like a satin sheen. And I'm just gonna use it to like buff this way, and then I'll go back in with the shade softly, and I'll just kind of be going back and forth, blending. But I think these two shades working together are gonna be so beautiful. Okay, now I want to go into this shade right here called Filling Time. I'm going to pick that up on a sugar drizzle brush. I am going to spray my brush, and we're going to put it all over the lid. Okay, so I'm taking that and I'm going to press it onto my lid. That is so pretty. Oh, I really like that shade, especially paired with these mattes. So I'm just going to kind of press it on first, and then I will kind of buff and blend. But I do really enjoy the way this shade pairs with these mattes. I think that's really pretty and very like simple. I don't know if you would consider this a neutral look, but it's definitely kind of like muted colors. It's definitely toned down a bit. Like I said, in my first look that I filmed for y'all, I know that it was a more intense look. So I wanted to do something a little bit lighter. I'm just buffing. I always go back with my blending brushes when I add shades, and I just kind of buff back and forth like that. I don't mind if I get shimmers up into the crease or anything. I think that's pretty. I enjoy having that kind of effortless type of vibe. And you could definitely deepen up the outer corner with one of these other beautiful matte shades. I don't want to do that though. I want to keep this light and bright. So I'm going to grab this ODEN'S brush and go into the shade Snow Light. This is one of their pretty, more like textured formulas, but very impactful. And that's going to be our inner corner shade. So you can see how bright that is. This is essentially our finished look. I'm going to see if I need to blend anywhere, but I'm going to put on eyeliner, I'm going to put on mascara, and then I will come back and show you this finished look. All right, y'all, here is the finished look. I really wanted to do something light but still fun, so I just put on some mascara, and then in the lower waterline I used my ODEN'S Soul Mine Gel Liner in the shade 013. So I just put a little bit of that in the waterline. I thought this look would be pretty with no liner up top, no lashes, just very simple, but still I feel like it's fun and festive, so I am into it. I am wearing two ODEN'S blushes. Let me show you what I have on. I love these, and if you've been around my channel, you've heard me talk about these so much. But these launched as a part of their spring summer collection. This is B101 Sunset Clouds blush. I put down this light matte blush first, and then I went on and I didn't use highlighter. This is like a blush topper that I used. This is a very glowy blush in the shade W101 Rosette Love. I will have this and everything linked in the description box for you, so definitely check there if you're curious. But I really like this eye look. I really like this. On my lips, I am wearing the Unearthly Cosmetics matte liquid lipstick in the shade Cruel, and then I put on some of my NYX. This is Milky Gloss in the shade Milk and Honey. Love that gloss. But yeah, that's how I finished off this look. Again, I will put everything in the description box, but I really like this eye look. The first video I did for y'all where I created looks, I did two very bold looks, but so I just wanted to show you like a variety with this palette. I usually always lean to the dramatic side of things with my makeup, and this is just still, I don't know, it's still me, but it's just like a lighter side. So I hope you'll like this first look with the Christmas Eve palette. I love how over the top this packaging is. Love the color story. But yeah, you can definitely get a more muted look like that. But I do want to create a look for y'all using the Merry Christmas palette. So one last look at this light and easy look, and we'll jump into look 2. Okay, so we're gonna jump on over to our Merry Christmas palette. For my first video with these palettes, I did a green and red look. It was very bold, it was very intense. So again, I just want to continue on and give you second looks that are more simple. So we're gonna start off, I think, with New Leaf right here. I think this shade is really, really, really beautiful. I'm gonna pick this up on a pretty big fluffy brush. And I'm going to start with this right here in this inner half of the crease. So this is an ODEN'S brush, and I'm just going to kind of go back and forth, putting it right here in this inner part of the crease. I really think this is such a beautiful kind of gray green with a hint of blue. The shade is beautiful. So I'm just going to pat that on and then slightly blend it. Whoops. And then what I'm gonna do is take this is a Sigma Alice in Wonderland brush, and I want to go into Gingerbread, this really pretty warm brown shade, and I'm gonna put this right out here. So we're gonna have this fade from that kind of, I don't know what you would call this, like muted green blue shade, out into this warm kind of orangey brown gingerbread shade. So we're gonna have 2 different colors in our crease for now. Okay, now what I want to do is smudge this black shade, Happy Ending. This is going to go on the lower lash line, and I'm going to bring it up a little bit out here just to kind of deepen up the outer corner. But I really, really like the way these 2 shades look next to one another. So I want to keep this somewhat close. I don't want to blend this out too far right now. So I'm just going to lightly blend. This is a BK Beauty 209 brush. And yeah, I'm just pressing it right up against that lash line, back and forth like this. Again, nothing too intense. Not really worried about like packing it on or anything like that. I just want a little black here. So I'm just gonna smudge that. I can go back and blend it a little more in a minute too, but I'm gonna take this. This is a BH Cosmetics brush. It was from their like birthstone brush line, but I'm just gonna put that black right out here in the outer corner. And I'm not gonna worry about blending it too much right now. I'm just pressing that on, and then I can kind of wiggle my brush in. But I'll go back and do that after we have our lid shade on, because we're gonna put a shimmer all over the lid, and we can kind of re-intensify this after we get the shimmer down. I just wanna kind of see how this is coming together right here. Okay, for the lid shade, I want to use this orange shade. So pretty. This is called All Right. And I'm going to pick that up. This is a Real Techniques brush. It just says Base Shadow Brush. So I'm going to pick this up. And I am going to take, where is it? A little bit of my, here we go, Unearthly Cosmetics Glimmer Grass. I'm going to put this on the lid. I'm going to, whoops. Just put just a little bit on the lid so we get the most intensity out of our shimmer. I'm gonna blend this, and then I'm gonna pack that orange shimmer all over the lid. It's gonna be so yummy. Okay, so I'm gonna press this right on top of that Glimmer Grasp. Oh, that's so pretty. I love this. This shade is so beautiful. And I feel like when you look at this palette, this isn't necessarily a color combination that comes to mind right away. And that's what I was kind of hoping to do with this second video on these palettes. It's just maybe if you were looking at these palettes, maybe you bought these palettes, maybe you're shopping your stash. I just wanted to kind of like give you some alternative ideas. But that is so beautiful. So I'm just pressing it on top of the Glimmer Grasp, and then I will go back and blend. But I'm loving how that's looking so far. Oh, I just like these colors together. Okay, so I have that shade down on the lid. I did a little more blending, making sure I didn't lose any of these colors up here. So I want to go back again with that 209 brush, and I want to go into Jingle Bell, this kind of like blue-brown type of pigment. And I'm going to put this on top of the black shadow that we have on the lower lash line. Okay, so I've got that down, and I'm just going to kind of press this on top just to have a little bit of shimmer, and it's going to be really pretty on top of this black shadow. Give us a little more dimension to the look, something maybe a little unexpected. This is definitely like a blue-brown, but more of a green blue. More of a green than a blue, actually. What am I talking about? Okay, so I've got that like that, just for a little bit of unexpected sparkle, you know, a little color on top of that black, kind of creating our own custom color for the lash line. And we're gonna highlight the inner corner. I can see in here that I need to blend just a little bit more. No big deal. I'm gonna take this ODEN'S eye brush. We're gonna go into the shade Little Star right here, this really pretty shimmery shade, and that is going to go right there on the inner corner, right like that. Okay, I am actually going to put on liner, and I think I'm going to do maybe a half lash. I want to put on a lip gloss, and I will be back to show you this finished look. I'm going to go back. Where did I put my blending brush? Okay, I'm going to go back, and I'm just going to blend a little bit, and then I'll show you what it looks like with the lash on. All right, y'all, here is the finished look. I added some half lashes. I don't know what brand they are. Don't know what brand they are, I'm sorry, but they're just some half lashes. You can see they're not too long. I did put on some of my Soul Mine gel liner in 014. I will link everything down below for y'all, of course. I'm wearing my Unearthly matte liquid lipstick in the shade Leaves. And then my NYX, this is Milky Gloss in Milk the Cocoa. I think this lip really complements this eye look. And for blush, I'm wearing the Soul Mine Sunlight Love Blusher in B103 Orange Sunny. So it's this kind of orangey tone. I thought it tied in well with this shade that we have here kind of in the crease and the lip color. And for highlighter, I have on the Soul Mine Moonlight Feel Highlighter in H103 Warm Sunshine. So it's this kind of shifty pale gold type of highlight color. And that is my finished look. I really hope that you enjoyed seeing this look with the Merry Christmas palette. Like I said, I really wanted to give you some inspiration. Maybe when you look at this palette, you don't automatically think of these colors. I wanted to avoid the reds and the greens since I went really in on those in my first video. And yeah, I just hope that you enjoyed seeing the Christmas Eve look, this Merry Christmas look. I am really, really loving these palettes. I think they're so insanely beautiful. The quality of these is equally amazing from palette to palette. If you don't want to pick up both of these and you're like, which one should I pick? I would say just look at the color stories, look at the one that you're going to get the most use out of, the one you're most attracted to, and go with that one, because the formulas in both palettes are great. One is not better than the other, in my opinion. It just all comes down to color story. But I had fun creating these looks. I hope that you enjoyed seeing them. Thank you so much for watching, hanging out with me. It means so much to me when y'all click on my videos, you comment. I really appreciate when y'all comment down below. It helps me so much. Even if you just want to leave emojis, it really helps me. I appreciate it. If you liked this video, give it a thumbs up. Share it with your friends, family, social media, anybody who you think would enjoy my content. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed these 2 looks. Make sure to subscribe because I have so many videos coming, and I will see you then in a new video. Bye.